Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21. It's Stage Racer, and we're on episode 57. Now, we just finished our first ever Grand Tour, and we finished with victory in style. So we won the Giro d'Italia. Already, our targets are now set on the Tour, our second ever Grand Tour, and we're going to aim for the best result we can possibly get. Now, I kind of lucked out in the Giro. It was a pretty weak tour in terms of profile, and it was a pretty weak tour in terms of riders that were present. There wasn't a whole lot of competition. I suspect the tour is going to be a hell of a lot harder. We'll see what we can do with it, but we already start preparing now. One thing, I really lucked out and benefited from a perfectly timed fitness peak that lasted the entirety of that tour. Now that ended a couple days after that tour was done, and then we have a month in our turnaround for the Tour de France. Rebuilding fitness again in a month is incredibly difficult. It is an objective for me. It is my next objective, so it's possible I'll get a +1 at least from the objective, but getting the fitness peak on top of that is going to be incredibly hard. We are literally just starting to rebuild for that. So here's what is to come. We have the Tour de Suisse right now, just days after the Giro d'Italia. I have some fatigue that we're going to have to shake off from just going through that 3-week tour. Having an 8-stage Tour de Suisse days later, yeah, not helping with that recovery. We're going to have to squeeze that recovery in somewhere very carefully to get us prepped for the Tour de France. But the good news is an 8-stage race like this does help build my fitness that much faster to get towards a fitness peak in time or somewhere before the end of the Tour de France. 8 stages here, okay, big boost. National Championships, couple days of that. That's 10 days of racing in that month. If I can also manage the fitness, as in not being fatigued, my fitness level overall should still be high, theoretically. And if I figure out that fatigue part, we'll be good. We'll be good. 10 days of racing absolutely helps build that fitness level up faster, but I don't know how early it'll kick in. It's definitely going to be not at the beginning of the tour when it would start, but if we can get it by, the second week or something, we might be okay. We'll see. Let's start with Tour de Suisse. We have a prologue, essentially, 7K to start this race. Here is that start point, by the way, before we get started. We have 6.8 points. We're going to have to get up to 90, and the Tour de France starts in 20 days. Our training is 2.3 points per day, and we have, 10 days of racing, 10 days of training. You're going to get, I believe, 3 points per day for a race, 2.3 for a training day. So we're looking at probably not a good scenario, are we? 10 days of racing is 30 points, and then we'll have 23 points. That's 53. Add that to 7. We're looking at 60 points when the tour starts. We need to get to 30, so that's 10 additional days. It's going to be the halfway point of the tour before we can trigger a fitness peak, if I did my math correctly. At least we'll get it for the second half. We have a crazy profile on this first one. It's not crazy, but it's really delicate how it plays out. So I think we can push something like maybe an 87 through this climb. Oh yeah, no, we can push a little harder. We can go pretty deep through this climb to where you're almost kaput. You're almost out of energy. But then you get a little recovery on the decline, which then allows you to push again just towards the finish. Okay, we've got a little too hard. We definitely did. We did a little too hard. So that's gonna make it tricky here. We're gonna go that 85. Get the recovery on the descent. Okay, we're second, third place. 3 seconds down, sorry. Second place, 3 seconds down as we prepare here, and we're getting that little bit of recovery for the final push. And we stay second. Okay, that's 7 seconds behind Adria. Not a stage win, but that's in a great position. Our objective was top 3 for the stage. That's a good start to this race. Stage number 2 is classified punchy, but it starts with an Allscat, a really difficult climb. And then it finishes on a much shorter, much easier, much punchier climb. We'll see what happens with this opener, and then we'll speed things along, see how much smaller the peloton is. 158 chasing 3.5 minute gap, and we've got our team leading the way. Yes, we are burning through our team right now as I'm the favorite. I don't know GC-wise who's here. We'll find out soon enough, I suppose. At the moment, though, climb, yeah, nothing too difficult about it. Powers, he's a bit fatigued. He was on the front, and he's gone back to get water, and it looks like he's probably not going to survive this one, but 13K to go to the top, and without a hard push, just about everybody is getting through this one okay. Powers even is still there, and at least hanging on. He's to the back of the group. It looks like he might get dropped, but outside of that, we're okay. He has been dropped. All right, and we're back. We've got 30 kilometers left to go. We've got 2 sprint points up here. I'm not worried about those, but then we have that final climb. The climb, almost 9%, and you know it's not that short. It's 8K. That's a climb that I like. It's a climb that I like. But what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get the team working pretty hard if we're going to do something with this. And so I've got myself in position, I've got everybody following me, and now we're going to switch it up. So Delay, with 20K, I think it's time to move now. Well, I'm not hesitating. I do not want to wait on this one. You know what, 20K is a little bit long. Let's wait a little longer here. Delay, can you know, get back to what your order was, please? Thank you. Got myself in position and everybody following for now, and I think that's kind of the safest way in terms of control, but that's taken a little bit out of me, which is why I want to get things going. Delay, are you back yet? Not quite. Come on, let's help Delay get up in position so he can use what he's got left. Blikra looks a little bit worse off, doesn't he? Let's compare the two. Blikra. Okay, we'll start with Delay. Delay, I'm going to now follow you. And that's going to put Delay into an immediate increased effort. Good. Okay, and I'm going to scoot myself towards the back end of the group. And we're going to immediately start pushing. We got one guy interested in the sprint point. No breakaway. We've already caught the breakaway, so it's on. It's on. We have 12K now. And Delay and Blikra, we're going to get through them pretty early on because, well, I don't want somebody incredibly weak on the front when we start that last climb. It's not that long at 8K. It's not that short, but it's not that long either, and that's why we're going to burn through. Delay's already used his red bar. Let's use his yellow. Blikra is also going to get on with it here real quick, and we'll get on to Casper Pedersen to take over in just a moment. Really should have set their following speeds beforehand. Okay, into the climb. Pedersen is definitely a puncher, so let's get that punch going. Let's get myself behind Camargo. Already down to 7K, and this is why we're pushing early. Camargo is looking like he's not going to last too long here. So let's switch them up. Okay, Pedersen. Okay, we're seeing an attack coming from Adria, who is the current yellow jersey wearer. So let's get Camargo going hard. Yeah, that immediately did the double duty. Pedersen for one thing. As we're seeing a little split, the three of us have gone clear. 5K. 5K. Okay, we want you going at a 95. Get my gel. We've opened up a small gap here.
5 kilometers remaining.
And Alves is done. And now we're going to climb at an 85. 4.8K. Adria and Großschartner are here with me. We'll have to watch out for that. Gap is definitely opened behind, but what can I do with these guys? You can see Großschartner is really struggling to hang on. Adria, I don't know. 3K. It's too hard overall. We're going to have to back off. Großschartner is all that's left. Adria has been dropped. Will he work with me? I don't think so. 2.4K. Sit on him for a second. Wow, he's got nothing in the tank. How is he riding away from me? Okay. Well, Großschartner's going to take the stage. We'll take second, though. .300 meters, and I'm getting caught by this group. That's going to cost me second place, or will it? No, we still get second. Großschartner was, you could see how bad those shoulders were going long before I was out of energy. Somehow he doesn't get dropped, and then he rides me off his wheel. The shoulder sagging threw me off. I didn't actually check how he was, but that really threw me off. Looked like he was done. Second on the stage, though, is excellent. Dombrowski, Huisse, and Burrow, Donovan, Adria down in 8th. So unless Großschartner was right on my heels, which I don't remember seeing him at the end of stage 1 on my heels, I should be in the lead, but maybe we're second. And with just under 50K to go on stage number 4, it's classified punchy, but I could see this one really coming down to a bunch sprint with most of the peloton still around. Maybe a handful of sprinters gone. But if you quick sim a stage like this, then you're going to get a punchy type result and not something representative of what the stage profile really looks like. So 7K from the top of the penultimate climb, and the tempo's been really high, so it might actually make the group a little smaller than what I was predicting at the end. The 4 breakaway riders are still off the front, but they are down to 45 seconds as the chase is coming really hard right now. This is very much looking like the punchers doing their thing as best they can at the moment. For now, I don't mind slipping backwards a little bit as Alves has been caught and gone backwards. He was in that break. And you can see Powers, Delight already gone, Blikra fading, Camargo, Pedersen both struggling. And meanwhile, I'm kind of just hanging on, climbing at my pace, conserving some energy. But the peloton is definitely getting smaller, but not small. 138 is plenty of riders right now. But the next climb, Category 2, yeah, sure. Niels Pollitt with a puncture, that hurts. Use somebody who could do okay on a day like this. Okay, push a little bit harder through here to keep our position. Camargo and Pedersen both really weak at this stage. Not getting total team control though, so Alves, the one guy who could actually help me, is not under my control. Alright, 119 now, heading into the final climb of the day, and I definitely have the energy to hang on. No point trying to go away though. I mean, it's not that kind of day. But we'll climb at our tempo. Do an 85 here. Down to 91. Down to 86. Okay, let's push forward here as this thing has kind of kicked off a little bit. A few guys trying to do something. And now Alves is willing to work as we are down to 34 riders chasing 3. but they are not that far ahead. I'm already recovering a little bit, which will get us through the last 12K, I would think. Alves is protecting. One rider again attacking. It's Barguil. 10K to go under the banner. 24 riders is all that is left. Turns out that this thing has come down to, well, a small bunch sprint, not the large bunch sprint that I expected. Under 6K, we're going to go ahead and gel up as we go into the 5K banner. And we're seeing a lot of guys really pushing right now, trying to get this thing down to the end. 3K to go. This is my time to go arrow. This is my time to scoot my way forward. And let's sneak. Let's attack with 1K to go. Let's see what happens. Can we escape? No, we cannot. I'm not a sprinter, so I'm not going to win here, but we get right down to the final. And that is Davide Ballerini taking the stage ahead of Madouas, Aaron Burrow, and I get 10th place on the stage. We actually finished in the top 10. Wow. Small group, though. Very small group. 23 at the line. Alves might get same time as the 24th, but definitely gaps behind that. We'll see what that does with the overall standings. Is anybody missing out? Großschartner is not. He is 12th on the stage. He is leading overall by about 20 seconds, and we sit second. Okay, so we've moved forward to stage number 7. It's a time trial. I'm going to be kicking off very soon, but something changed in the last stage. We had 2 sprint stages, and I thought maybe Großschartner was out, but he's not. He's just fallen to second place. I don't know how he lost time, but Großschartner has lost time on the previous stage, and we now find ourselves in the lead of the overall race. So I've moved on up, and okay, I guess that's a good thing. We'll keep an eye on this one. It's a lengthy time trial, but there's plenty of undulation along the way, so measuring your effort becomes really important, and how much effort to put in. I'm clearly using up more energy right now than I can long term, but I want to go strong through this first sector, gain a lot of time. Second sector is all downhill. Third sector is more downhill than it is flat, and certainly much more downhill than it is uphill. So I think a good strong first sector is going to be really important. Others were going into the red. They were going more than 85, so we'll see how much this extra effort that I'm putting in is okay, is acceptable. For now, let's go strong through these couple of climbs, and then we'll start measuring our effort in the later stages to not lose as much, but let's see how much we can gain in this first sector. Ruben Thompson has the best time at 43:30 right now at the finish line, ahead of Rowan Dennis. Jan Polank is the one we are comparing to on this first sector at 17.5 minutes. Aaron Burrow just went faster as we approach this climb. Now, of course, I'm the last one on the road, so there is that. You can see how much faster we are than Großschartner at the moment, as we have closed him down a lot. I do want to back off a little bit. I feel like I've gone too deep, but we'll see. We're going to gain a lot of this effort back through here, and I'm a half minute ahead of Aaron Burrow here. Let's wait until we get over the top, and then we are going to definitely go into a kind of conservative mode from here and try to get some of this back. Minus 3.8, but we're still not in a tuck. Now we finally tuck it out, but I don't have a lot of energy left, do I? Okay, little rolling hills through here section. Okay, this is going to help me get a lot back through this next little bit, but I feel like I've gone too deep. I really feel like I've gone too deep. So, nice half-minute gap. We want to watch out for just running out of energy as we approach the rest, but I've got a lot left to go. Okay, we are now 49 seconds ahead. That's good through the second sector, but now it's all about measuring our effort the rest of the way, and I just feel like I'm going to lose a lot of time on this climb because I'm not going very hard. You can see Großschartner, I have not gained on him here, but we are very, very low with a lot of kilometers left to go. Got a long ways to go with bad circumstances. 5K to go, and I'm out. I'm out of energy. And it's all flat, so we're going to go flat out, and you're going to see Grossschartner pull away. I'm going to lose a lot of time. This is going to hurt. Aaron Burrow into the lead at the finish. That's one to watch out for sure, as he's going to gain some time on me. And Grossschartner pulled away a bit, but I slipped to third. Third on the stage. And that is entirely because I did go too deep on that first sector. Yeah, I did not balance that out well enough. 5K, losing a lot of time there. I lost probably a minute and a quarter over that stretch. But it's enough to still lead overall. 4 seconds ahead of Aaron Burrow. Kustanov is on the podium still. And then it's a full minute just about to Shampison, Polunk, and then Donovan. Grossschartner down at 7th at a minute and a half down. Aaron Burrow still very much in reach with 1 stage left to go. And we enter the final stage, of course, in the lead, but only 4 seconds ahead of Aaron Burrow. Pedersen, Camargo, Alves were all working to help pull back the breakaway, which has an 8.5 minute gap, by the way. They look likely to win the stage, but I went ahead and pulled those guys along into a support role as we prepare for the sort of final climb, but it eases off for quite a while before you then go into the actual final climb. So technically penultimate and category 2 at this stage, and then the gap is coming down to the front guys, so my teammates are working as hard as they can at the moment. For me though, I just want to kind of keep this thing under control, which means I might actually start using my 3 guys. Blickra out of energy. Yes, let's get Delay to take over. We'll send him at about a 75, and Pedersen take over protection, and Camargo follow me, please. Thank you. And we'll kind of use these guys one by one to do their thing. Front 6, healthy gap, but they've already split off, and that's going to hurt their chances a little bit. But Delay, let's push a little harder. It's 5K. I'd love to see him handle the climb entirely himself with no push elsewhere.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack.
And if I have 3 guys left for the final climb, I love my chances of not losing. 3K. So Delay, push that a little bit harder. If I can then get Pedersen to handle the kilometers towards the final climb, then have Camargo and Alves to protect me on the final climb, and that's amazing. That's brilliant if we can make that happen. Okay, we are seeing Stannard push on ahead, but that's okay.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
Pidcock attacking. That's not a concern. He's not a contender in the overall. And there you go. We've gone through Carr. Okay, others going for it, but they're not worrying. And look at that. I'm in great shape with 19K to go. Pedersen's going to take over, though. And that means Camargo. You're now going to protect. And Alves will follow me. Okay, so Pedersen controlling the front. Even though he's going 82, I'm slipping backwards really fast. And did I just get dropped? I just got dropped. Pedersen dropped me with an 83 effort. What the heck is going on here? It's back together though. Pedersen now doing his own thing. Still at the front, but different tempo. Yeah, that was weird. 14.8K. He is that much better than me. What's his flat rating compared to mine? Oh, huge difference. Huge difference. I put in +4 effort compared to him, and yet I got pummeled in terms of pace. We are technically on the flat here, and he just rode away from me like I was standing still. Yowzer. Yeah, that's a really bad flat rating. He's now controlling things at his own tempo. 11K,
There are just 5
getting
kilometers
closer.
left.
And
Again,
then
an attack is launched.
when it gets down to that
Prepare to break
climb,
apart.
there's not going to be much left to do. The Arosa, 6.4K, and the first 3 of it is flat. It's a 3-kilometer climb. So I'm going to have to set this up here fairly soon, and we'll get on Pedersen's wheel and push and push hard because we're coming up on the end very, very quickly. Already inside 7K.
Paint on the faces at the back of the peloton. There's a growing number of
Set it
riders
up
left
now.
behind. A fall
We'll go
just took place
99.
in the back.
Alves,
Several riders are on the ground.
you are very punchy. That's good. Camargo, more balanced. Pedersen. Okay. Now we're still on the flat, so we got to be careful about this. This is going to do a lot of damage to me here early on. 6K, I will gel up fairly soon, as it's going to go by pretty quickly. So just after the 5K banner. Okay, now we gel. Pedersen, he's punchy. Go ahead and give your big punch. 4K. That's doing a little damage, but that is very much keeping others at bay. And Pedersen is done. On to Camargo. Camargo is a little more balanced. We will do about a 93 from here. 3K to go now. And the stage has already been won by George Bennett. On to Alves, 2.8K. Okay, he is pretty dang punchy, so give me a 95. $2K to go. 1.7. Okay, nobody's overtaking him. Let's give him a transcend. There it goes. 1.4K. 1.3. Nobody's able to overtake at this time. Into the final kilometer, and now we sprint it out for the finish line. That's Champeson, that's Pidcock, that's Mataway. Still sprinting, plenty of yellow bar left. We're down to 33 riders. Hagen and Volgren rounded out the podium. Your breakaway got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pidcock, Champeson, Mataway are next. Aaron Burrow and I neck and neck. No time gap between us. Therefore, he will not gain any time. There's no time bonus because the stage was already claimed. The top 3 positions were already claimed. So that is going to complete the overall race victory unless George Bennett gained enough time or one of the other breakaway riders to steal it from us. Let's make sure that didn't happen. We'll see our final results here. And you can see Aaron Burrow and I on the same time, 7 minutes, 22 seconds behind. That's the only worrying thing is, well, really the top 4 guys. But none of them were close enough. We do hang on. We claim the overall race victory. Now I need to focus on getting some recovery from that fatigue that we have. But we are building towards that fitness peak for the tour. We have 2 national championship races left. I don't think I have anything else in between. We'll have to double check the calendar on that one. But that is going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.